G'day YouTube, Max right here and back again with another great video. So let's get into it straight away. We're going to be talking about the Bitcoin price. We're going to talk about that Ethereum Bitcoin trade we talked about yesterday. And then we're going to talk about some really interesting technology that's around in the crypto space, which is trading bots. I've been playing around with this for the last couple of months with really good results. I'm going to share some of those with you here in just a minute. I think it's going to be really, really interesting for you. So make sure you stick around for that. Smash up that like button and let's get to it. So, listen, what's going on in the Bitcoin markets? Listen, it's all a bit boring for me at the moment. I don't know about you guys, but up 10%, down 10%, none of that's interesting. I care about the big parabolic moves. I care about the 3, 4, 5Xs, the 6Xs. I care about 50% drops, and I care about 2, 3, 4Xs. Anything less than that, I just call it a sideways market. And so, it's just, we've just been, a little bit boring the last couple of months. We are coming down to an important trend line here. And not only that, we're coming down to the 21-week moving average. If we crash through that, we might see, some kind of disaster scenario like this. But other than that, I suspect we're still going to stay up here. The on-chain market analysis, everything's still been pretty consistent. I've just checked out all the on-chain analysis. There's not much to tell you there. The hodlers are still hodling. It's still acquisition time. The big players are still accumulating, even though we're going into this December month. December, traditionally a very turbulent month. There's financial end of years coming up, and so people are playing around with their tax positions. Maybe they need to sell off something in order to have enough money to pay their taxes, or maybe they have some losses and they need some want to take some capital gains to offset some of those. And so there's a lot of things which is just positioning, rebalancing portfolios for end of year financial statements. There's a lot of things that go on in December, and it's usually a very volatile month. In the last two big peaks, 2013, 2017, it was December there was the big blow off top. So we're going into a very volatile month. Given that we haven't seen any big movements yet, I suspect we're not going to see a big parabolic move up this year. We'll wait and see if that's actually true, but I think we might be waiting until Q1 for the big move that kind of everyone's been waiting for the last six or so months. So it's just kind of a big picture on the market there, and we'll get into a little bit more in that in the next few days too. The Ethereum Bitcoin trade, which I went into yesterday and shared with you, that was stopped out almost immediately. Within a few hours, actually. This got closed out because we have broken that trend line. And as predicted, when you broke that trend line, it was an important trend line here for Ethereum Bitcoin. And it broke through, and Ethereum has really just rocketed off. And that big green candle there, as you expect, when it breaks, the stop loss happened. I hope you guys were aware of it, got in. I did, and we got a big move up in Ethereum. So we took a small loss here, but then we got in, and we're currently in profit. Now, I think I'm probably going to get out of this trade fairly soon, even though, because it's no longer textbook pennant anymore. So let's bring this down here a little bit. Here was the pennant, and it was a beautiful looking pennant there, but pennants are not supposed to break until later on. So we weren't even at 50% of the way. I'm going to clear some of this stuff. We weren't even at 50% of the way through the pennant before it broke out. But the breakout of a pennant is supposed to be the length of the flagpole. So here's the flagpole. I've got that length here. And so, if the Ethereum Bitcoin trade played out to that degree, there's a lot of upside room for that. I don't think I'll be around for all of that, but we'll keep an eye on it. Because like I said, end of year, very tumultuous. I'm just a little less clear and a little more foggy on what's going on there. Okay, in the meantime, I've been doing something really, really cool. I've been playing around with this for the last few months, and that is bots. So I wanted to sort of circle back and share with you some of my results. So I want to point out, so I had 4 bots running, and these are 1, 2, 3, 4 bots is what you're looking for. And this particular style of bot that I've been doing, when you have a bot, the bot has 2 forms of profit and or loss. There's the trading profit and loss, and with this particular bot, it can only be a positive. You cannot lose money trading with this bot. The trades can only be in profit. However, in order to be in the trades, you also have to hold cryptocurrencies, and you can choose whatever they are, but you have to hold those currencies. And when you hold those currencies, the value of those currencies can go up or down. So that's where you can get, that's another profit and loss center. That's one version. The other one is the bots. And the bots, as I said, they have to make money. You can't lose money on the bots. The bots have to make money. They're always green. So what you're looking at here, this bot profit, as I said, this can only be green. There was no chance that this was ever going to be red. The bots, here it tells you how long the bots were on. So I left this bot on for a month and 16 days, a month and 16 days, a month and 16 days, etc., a month and 4 days. So, you know, on average, let's just call it a month and 10 days, something like that. And the bots made here 13%, 11%, 18%, 16%. On average, the sum of the bot profit was 15%. 15% of that. However, the sum, and that represented $2,500 from the money invested. However, the sum total of the profit and loss was only $1,100, almost half. Why is that so? The answer is the coins that we were holding, I was holding, lost value. Some of them were, I was always in crypto. So I was in this FX BTC trading pair, which means I had to be holding Bitcoin and I had to be holding FX. Here in this bot, I was holding one and I was holding Bitcoin. Here I was holding the dollar and the UMB, and here I was holding MNST and dollar tether. So in this pair, I actually had two cryptocurrencies. In these pairs, I only had one cryptocurrency, and all these are measured as dollars. So here's where I think this is really, really cool. This is becoming an essential part of my crypto strategy, because let me talk about why my crypto strategy is evolving rapidly right now. For the last basically through Bitcoin's experience and lifetime, the 4-year cycle was just a thing. I got onto it early, probably about 2013, 2014. I really saw that we were going to have these 4-year cycles, and it allowed very predictable moves. The big parabola between 2013, 2017, and the massive run up in 2017, to me was all very, very predictable because I understood the Bitcoin halving. And as we mature, the halving is becoming less and less relevant for more and more reasons. I've covered that in some other videos. Also, Bitcoin is becoming a less significant portion of the total crypto market cap, and all the other coins have different halving schedules, if they have halving schedules at all. And so that reason, along with the maturation of the mining industry and how they don't sell their coins anymore, they just borrow and get more borrow money to fund their operations, and they just hodl all their coins as a general rule. So a lot of things are changing. And for me, the 4-year cycle, it's just kind of not applicable anymore. We may have one more cycle, but it won't be because of the fundamentals. It'll be because everyone hasn't updated their opinion and they still think we're in the 4-year cycle. Fundamentally, the 4-year cycle is dead. I'm confident of that. However, we might still see one more because so many people are slow to the game that the 4-year cycle is dead and they think it's going to happen anyway. So because of that, my crypto strategy is changing rapidly. And I do like Willy Woo's perspective, which is we're not going to have these big 4-year cycles anymore. Bitcoin's price is going to do a drunken walk up, to quote Willy Woo, which is just wiggling up. Yeah, just wiggling up. Okay, so there's going to be lots and lots of wiggle. And so my crypto trading strategy is changing to try and capture the value in all of that wiggle, in all of that thing. And so I've been experimenting with that, with just throwing in a little bit of money here and playing with these bots. And as time goes on, I'm going to shift more and more of my wealth into these bots, which are trying to capture wiggle. But also, I still think there's a hell of a lot of upside in crypto. Like I agree with Raoul Pal. I think there's 100x in the crypto market here in the next sort of 5 to 10 years. We'll do 100x. So I definitely want my hodl bags for sure, and I've got them in spades. But now I'm starting to add in these bots which capture the wiggle. And so this is my first little experimentation with this. And one of my mentors taught me how to do this, and I'll talk more about that in just a moment. So I want to go back to what we're looking at here. Again, the bots made money on all that wiggle. That's just the bot doing what the bot does, making money. In order to do that, you have to hold coins, and the coins can go up or down. And so in this particular instance, let's say we said that the average time spent here was the crypto market was I had these bots on for on average, let's call it a month and 13 days, month and 10 days, something like that. So in that time, let's go back to the Bitcoin market here. We'll dial this in. We're on the daily time frame. So each one of these candles is a day. So if we come back here, this is 30th of November. So if we go back down, we're a little bit past the October 19, 18, something like that. Let's call it that. 17, let's call it that. So let's this little window here, right? So the price of Bitcoin was 61. Actually, let's just do a measured move. The price of Bitcoin from here, 61, down to the current price. And we see the crypto, or the Bitcoin market at least, dropped 5.7, nearly 6%. Nearly 6%. Okay, let's go back to... So if I was just hodling, that last month and a half period, I would have lost 6% of my portfolio. I would have lost, it's gone. However, with this particular thing, I managed to, the bot made, on average, 15% over this time period. The bot made 15%. Now, I lost 6% from the coins, and maybe some of these altcoins lost even more. And so what ended up happening was, a net result of being up. So what is this? So if 2,500 represents 15% up, then 1,100 has to represent about 6 or 7% up, something like that. So had I just hodled, I would have been down 6%. But because I used these bots, I was actually up 6%. And had I hodled some of these altcoins, it would have been even more. Now, this happened to be a snapshot of the last kind of month and a half, where the crypto market went down. If the crypto market went up, let's say the crypto market went up 10%, well, I would have made 15% on the bots and made 10% on the crypto market going up. So that would have been a 25% return in just these amount of days, like just in a month and a half. 25% return in a month and a half. And that was just turning a robot on and it just executing trades for you. This is unbelievably powerful stuff. I can't tell you how excited I am about this. I'm spending more and more time. I'm going to divert more and more capital into this, just starting to test it out as we've been doing so far. And my eyes are popping with excitement for this because of the change of the market, right? They're just going to be we're going to have the 4-year cycle is disappearing. It's becoming harder and harder to know when to buy and when to sell. And this bot is performing very, very well. And it's going to become an essential part of my portfolio because it takes out all the stress of the hodls. The hodls, you have big months and you have down months and it's up and down. And with this, you've got this bot profit constantly mitigating your losses. And when you have wins, it just amplifies your wins because it's an additive. So it's a very, very cool thing. And I'm going to be talking more and more about that over the next few days. But a buddy of mine, Dan Hollings, I mentioned my mentor earlier, he's actually released a report right now talking about the wiggle in crypto. Because what's one of crypto's biggest criticisms? It's too volatile, right? The price wiggles around too much. Well, this is a way to capture value out of the wiggle. You don't care if it goes up, you don't care if it goes down, you're capturing the wiggle. And he's released a report on this. It's a very powerful report. I'm going to have it first link in the description. It's completely free. I highly recommend you go ahead and grab that report. It's a really, really good idea. All right, guys, do me a favor. Let me know. Does this concept sound exciting to you? Are you interested in some kind of automated trading system that does all the hard work for you, whether you're asleep, whether you're awake, it does it all for you? Let me know in the comments below. Smash the like button and please do subscribe. We'll be talking more about this over the coming days. Okay, thank you guys and take care.